Hey, what's up everyone? Pastor JAMZ here back with another review. Excuse the beanie, my hair does not want to cooperate today. But nonetheless, we have a new review, and it is the latest album by Cordae from A Bird's Eye View, formerly known as YBN Cordae. I'll get to that later. I really haven't heard his own music. I might have heard a few tracks here and there, but and it's not that I don't like his music. It's just there's so many artists out there, and with just so much stuff out there, and I find interest in other things more than others. Um, I never really get around to certain artists, and it's like I said, it's not that I don't like them. It just happens. But this was recommended to me by a good friend. Shout out to you, Greg, for recommending that I give this a listen because, spoiler alert, it is amazing. Cordae really comes through with this album. He's 24 years old, really young rapper from Raleigh, North Carolina, and let's see what it's all about. If I'm correct, this is his sophomore studio album, so maybe he did learn or grow from his freshman album. Of course, he was part of his group, the YBN group, with Almighty J and Namir, and kind of leaving from that group, yet not really on bad terms. He mentions it in his album. From A Bird's Eye View, that this was more of a marketing standpoint. He had to leave the group because he himself or the two others within the group cannot really express themselves as YBN or as a group in general, since they weren't really owning the group. It was more of like a marketing deal, stuff like that, but not on bad terms. And we got 14 tracks and 41 minutes. However, there are two bonus tracks at the end that I don't really count in my reviews. So I'm only reviewing tracks 1 through 12, which is the core of the album, how it was originally released. And I gotta say, I mean, something that really strikes me is how humble and just diverse his humility is during throughout the whole album. Um, Usually I find myself with these artists, especially thinking back to the reviews that I did of new rappers last year and now this year with him, he's stands out honestly than the other rappers that I reviewed that were kind of on the come up or new, giving out their freshman albums, sophomore albums. This is a sophomore album, and I can't express enough how shocked I am to hear this concept and how humble he is throughout all these tracks, giving stories after story, and just how the messaging within each song strikes me as like just shocking to me. Like normally I would have expected like the flexing and more. I know that's kind of cliche and like stereotypical with new rappers, but honestly, that's what's really hot these days. That's what artists are really coming out with now, and I would have expected more of like some cliche type messaging or anything like that. But no, there is something here. What I find really interesting is that Cordae essentially talks about his relationships throughout the entire album. And it's not even relationships with females, although he does mention some of them and how he plans on being a better person to them, or maybe he wishes that they would were here with him. It's relationships such as his mother, how he wants to take care of his mother and get her out of this long struggle of a life that she's had, especially with him being not so much of the greatest kid in the world, but now he wants to return the favor. The relationships he's had with his past friends who have passed away, how he misses them, things like that. It's really just humble and heartwarming. Not so much of a sob story, but he does express feelings of like just missing them in general. How he would change things, and it's not so much of like a sad type album. Like I said, it's more mellow and kind of somber in a way. Like I said, it's not really sad. It's just things that he would change and how he plans to be a better him for the future for other people. And of course, you do have your bangers in here, such as Today featuring Gunna and Sinister featuring Lil Wayne, and of course, Champagne Glasses featuring Freddie Gibbs and Stevie Wonder, with that amazing production of the harmonica. The production for the most part. Oh, and I can't forget Super. That was also another banger. Um, the production for the most part really mellowed down and just chill, letting him tell his story. You have production of like instruments and other things that strings here and there that are subtle, but for of course for the more faster paced tracks, you do have more of the hard banging production and the bass, especially in Champagne Glasses. Oh my god, I can't get enough of that song. It is amazing. I would say though, Chronicles featuring H.E.R and Lil Durk, which is one of the more popular tracks on this album, I didn't really fit with me, and that's really sad because H.E.R and Lil Durk have been popping off recently, and I think they've done really well. Just the chemistry between them, all three of them is not really that good. Lil Durk is easily one of the most forgettable verses on this entire album. H.E.R has the same melody and pacing as Cordae, so it just sounds like she's repeating the exact same that he's saying, so there's nothing new to the table. That track, Chronicles, is easily the most forgettable track on this album. Um, but for the most part, do not take that to heart because there is a lot here to offer. If you're looking for something of a storytelling sense, if you're looking for something kind of new from Cordae, if I can't really speak on that because I haven't heard his previous projects. I've heard some of his music before, but not entire projects, I would say. So I'm not really sure if this is something new that he's bringing to the fans or a different direction, but from what I could tell and from the reception of this album, it's really something that's wasn't really expected from him. If you're looking for something that's more of a storytelling, humble, like backstory from him and a humble future plans that he has for himself, more mellowed down production with some bangers thrown in here with amazing features such as Gunna, Lil Wayne, Freddie Gibbs, and Stevie Wonder, then give this a listen. It is amazing. The production as well really mellowed down, yet for the fast-paced tracks, you're in it for the bang for your buck. I'm giving A Bird's Eye View by Cordae a 8 out of 10. A really great start to the year, and finally we have an album that our first really high positive score. And but other than that, give us a listen. Let me know what you all think, and thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe and share with a friend. Peace and stay safe.